Hey. Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Bruce here with Traveling with Bruce. Welcome to my show for what is it today? March the 9th, 2020. Nice to have you here. I am back in Creston, and all is well here in Creston. Just setting up my phone, so just pardon me while I'm making sure I'm on the air. I am there. And over here on my big ass iPad, make sure it's up and running. Yes, it looks like I am live on the air. I think I have 66 of you so far joining in, and they're piling on. Welcome, you guys, to TWB, Traveling with Bruce, where we like talking about cruise ships, cruise ship news, what's going on in the cruise business, the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything else. And there's a lot going on, isn't there? Isn't there? You go onto the TV, watch CNN, MSNBC, Fox, any news channel, and oh my gosh, is there stuff happening? Oh yeah, there is stuff happening, and I'll tell you, it's been keeping me busy. I just got back yesterday with Jennifer. Jennifer and I took off for a little trip down to the USA. Wonderful people of the United States of America. I love going to the US. I really enjoy it. We drove from Creston, and we headed down to first night. We drove all the way from here through Coeur d'Alene over to Idaho Falls. Had a wonderful night in Idaho Falls. Then drove to Las Vegas on our second day. Spent a couple of nights there, and just decompressed from 20 hours of driving. Those are 2 long days. Got our first In-N-Out burger in Salt Lake City, which is a tradition with us. Bought gas, usually at Costco's on the way down if we could, because we drove. And then we headed to Buckeye, Arizona. That's just east of Phoenix. And we hung out for 5 days with good friends of ours. I got some hot tubbing in there. That was nice. Did my live show last Monday from Buckeye. And then we headed to the desert. A place I lovingly refer to as the desert. I used to live in Palm Desert, and really love it down there. We ended up in Desert Hot Springs for a couple of nights. We stayed in a place called the Hot Desert Miracle Springs Resort, and really enjoyed it. They have a well that brings up this hot water from below, from the fault down there, and mineral water, absolutely fabulous. They have 7 different pools that you can go into, different temperatures, each one hotter and hotter and hotter. Oh, I love that. We did 2 nights there, and really enjoyed it. And then we started our way back home, and we drove in 1 day from Desert Hot Springs all the way to Salt Lake City, spent the night there. And then from Salt Lake City, we drove all the way up to Coeur d'Alene, just south of here by 2 hours away. Spent the night there, night before last, and we did some shopping yesterday morning and crossed the border yesterday at about 1 in the afternoon. Just so you know, folks, when you cross into the United States from Canada, the border guards, great people, by the way, they want to know, what nationality are you? So you hand them your passports. That kind of answers that question. They want to know where you're going and how long you stand down for. That's what they want to know, because the folks at the border, they want to know what kind of clearance to give you. And in our case, I think it's a B1 or something like that. It's basically they're Canadians, and they're down on a holiday for pleasure. So let them in. They don't even stamp our passports. They just hand them back to us. Coming back to Canada, you're not running into, they say, okay, the official word is in Canada that you're running into a border services professional to protect the homeland up here. No, you're running into a tax collector. In Canada, our border guards are tax collectors, and we know that coming in here, and so we know what they're looking for, and we had all our receipts with us for everything we purchased that we were bringing back to Canada, and you hand them the passports, and they say, how long you been out of the country? It's the first question. 12 days. What's the total value of everything you're bringing back? That's the second question. In our case, it was 630 Canadian dollars. I think it was 500 and maybe it was 680. Well, 500 American, something like that. And any alcohol or cigarettes? And we said yes. We have a bottle of rum and a bottle of Bailey's, and that's all he wanted to know. And he said, "Okay, you're good to go, because that's under the limit. After, if you spend a week down in the U.S., you can bring back a bottle each and stuff." Didn't want to know anything else. He realized these guys are holding their receipts in their hands. They're ready for me. There's no tax from these guys. I'm not going to get any tax from these two. And so they let us in, and all is good. So we arrived yesterday, and here in Creston today, gorgeous sunny day, 40 degrees for the high, and we're doing great. But in the cruise world, oh my gosh, isn't it insane? I've been following it the entire time I've been away, trying to stay on top of what's going on with the news, doing my best for the channel to let everyone know any updates. I've obviously done several videos while I was away. I did my live show last week, doing this show today. Still running into the occasional demonetization problem with YouTube, where if you say that word, that the word about what makes people sick right now, that thing. One of my viewers was kind enough to say, why don't you just call it the Mexican beer virus? You know that beer from Mexico where you put the wedge of the lime in the bottle at the top, and you see those ads where the folks are sitting at the beach enjoying themselves? You know the brand I'm talking about? The Mexican beer virus. So if I use that terminology, I might not be demonetized even for this show. But I have to tell you, last week's live show, hilarious, got demonetized within half an hour of this show going live. I was immediately demonetized down there. 3 days later, they allowed ads again. YouTube said, "Oh yeah, you're good. You're good to go." Yeah, well, folks, how many of you watch my live show 3 days after I do my live show? No one. So my show from last week was monetized 3 days after it was aired. I made a dime. I don't make any money. So I don't know if I'll make any money on this show or not today. I did do a video earlier today, and it seems to be holding its own. It seems to still be monetized, hasn't been demonetized, and so we'll see. But I hate working for free. I don't know about you folks. When you go to work, you put your hours in, and then your paycheck shows up and you didn't get paid for 3 of the 5 days you were working because they decided that you weren't to be demonetized. I don't think you'd like that very much. Well, I don't enjoy it either when I do my work on YouTube. This is my full-time job. But anyway, so far so good. Nice to be back, and lots to follow. Today's news, in the video that I did today, I was covering what's been happening. The Grand Princess cruise ship has returned into Oakland now, and they're processing the passengers on board and probably the crew, especially the ill people who need to go to hospital. Folks who are not showing any signs of that Mexican beer thing, they're going to be quarantined for 14 days. Canadians, 232 of them, I think it is. If all of those folks who come through negative, testing negative, they will be chartered on a plane to Canada. They're heading to Trenton, which is in Ontario. There's a military base there that they're already using in Canada for returning Canadians from hotspots for a 14-day quarantine. Americans are being transferred to various bases in the U.S. that they've been using already, and that seems to be the new normal for when something like this takes place. The only people that will be left on board the ship apparently will be the crew, I'm told. I'm not sure if I'm in agreement with that, but that's what I hear. I'm not sure if there's any other provisions being done, but I think a lot of the decisions regarding the Grand Princess have been made on the fly. I think, excuse me, Governor Newsom and the administration in Washington, they've been, probably wheeling and dealing back and forth with the CDC people and Homeland Security and everybody else. They've been kind of winging this thing. How are we going to handle it? We're not going to do what they did in Yokohama. We're not going to leave the people on the ship for a 2-week quarantine. We're getting them off. The passengers are getting off, and there will only be the crew there, which is their home. The ship is their home during their work contract, and we'll get the ill members off and go from there. Now, I've mentioned this in the video before, but I'll say it again today. The Mexican beer virus that we're talking about is anyone can catch it. However, the younger you are, the more likely it is that you'll defeat the virus. The virus will not defeat you. The older you are, and the more, let's say, any medical issues you have, the virus can be much more severe on elderly people, as we have heard with respect to those who have perished. The crew members on the ship are young. They are in their 20s, 30s, and 40s. There are very few crew members that are older than 55 or 60. I mean, very few. Virtually all of them will be in their 20s and 30s and 40s. They're all in very good physical condition. If you've ever been on a cruise, you know what I'm talking about. If you've met your steward, I don't think any of us have ever met a crew member that's overweight. These folks, they work very hard. They have long shifts. They work 7 days a week. They're going nonstop, and they'll put their 3 month or 4 month or 6 months or 8 months in before they get a month off. And these folks will, I'm convinced that all crew members will recover. The 2 passengers that I had heard had the Mexican beer virus. I don't know how old they are. I don't know what condition they're in. And I'm crossing my fingers and hoping for the best and that they'll be all right too. If you're under, let's say 60 and you're in very good health, even if you get the Mexican beer virus, you're unlikely to perish. You'll likely suffer a flu for a while, just like the old flu we've all had or may have had in years past. But the odds of you succumbing to it are very slight. I mean, very, very slight. That's good news. When I first heard about this Mexican beer virus, I keep using that term for obvious reasons. When I first heard about it, the way it was being portrayed to us through media sources and medical sources, no one knew how bad it was going to be with regard to fatalities. At first, we thought, "Oh my, you get it, you die." No, that is not the case. Again, depending on your health, you should be 99 and plus % of people who get this will be quite all right, if not higher. But if you are definitely elderly and you have other medical conditions, it can be devastating, like any flu can be, or pneumonia can be devastating. What was I going to say also about this? I just wanted to get a few points out before we take comments from you. Just double checking to see what I want to say. Okay, Canada and the United States, the governments of these 2 countries, and those of you who are watching from Europe, welcome. By the way, if you're watching from Australia, if you're watching from anywhere else other than the USA and Canada, welcome to my show. I'm really glad you're here. The governments of Canada and the United States have recommended Canadians and Americans do not go cruising right now. They are saying that they are recommending that it might be wise not to go on a cruise at this time. It's not that the virus is waiting for you on a cruise ship. It isn't waiting for you on a cruise ship. The cruise ships are generally quite clean. As a matter of fact, I mentioned in my video today, cruise ships are cleaner than our homes. There are staff members who work diligently 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, keeping a cruise ship in as clean a shape as humanly possible. There are cleaning solvents used on cruise ships that we don't use at home that can really take care of some germs. But the reality is that the carriers of the virus are human beings. Us. We are the problem. Now, if you don't have it, you can't transmit it. If you do have it and you don't know you have it, you're a transmitter. If you have it and you know you have it, you shouldn't be going anywhere. The American and Canadian governments are saying to the passengers, look, we'd really prefer you don't go on a cruise right now because you could run into the virus. And it's not that cruise ships, like I say, have it, but they may have a passenger on board that was on a flight last month from Rome to London, England, and from London, England to Miami. And that person, when they were in Rome, was exposed to the virus from someone in Italy. They don't know. This is what we're talking about, this indirect, secondary, third, fourth generation thing that can get us. That it's an invisible germ. It's an invisible organism. We can't see it. We don't know anyone we meet or walk past anywhere in a shopping mall or on the street or in a grocery store. Whether you're in church or whether you're in a hospital visiting a relative, you pass someone else in the hallway that just met someone else. They have the virus and now you have it. You just don't know. And that is what the CDC, the State Department, and the Canadian Health Services are trying to tell us as a warning. They're saying, you're healthy, great, but you may come home and have this. You just don't know. You may be on a ship like the folks who were on the Grand Princess, go to Hawaii, have a wonderful time, and on the way back, we find out that, oh my goodness, there are 62 people on this ship right now that were on the last cruise, and on the last cruise, we had someone that got who got this, and obviously in the last cruise, someone perished, a 71-year-old female passenger, if I'm not mistaken. And so now you're caught up in it. This is the situation. Okay. People are asking me all the time, Bruce, should I go on a cruise? What should I do? What do you think? Now, just to clarify, and those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. If you've never watched my show before, seen me live before, welcome. I am not a travel agent, number one. I am not an employee of a cruise line, number two. I don't get paid by the cruise lines to do this. I'm a YouTuber, and I'm in Creston, British Columbia in Canada. I love watching cruises, following cruises, and commiserating with my viewers about what's going on out there. But I am not in the trade. I'm not a health professional. I'm not someone that you can ask medical questions of, because I'm not a doctor. But should you go on a cruise? I'm not booked on a cruise until this December. I'm booked on a cruise for my group cruise for this channel, and I would love to have some of you join us. That would be great if you'd like to come along. Hopefully things will settle down by then. But that's my next cruise, is December of this year. The cruise I'm on after that is next year in February on the Odyssey of the Seas. My first cruise is on the Harmony of the Seas this December, then Odyssey of the Seas next February. And I expect and hope to go on both of those. The cruise lines have been very proactive in the last 2 weeks, where they have said to all of us now, if you've booked a cruise with Carnival, Holland America, Celebrity, through Norwegian, through Royal Caribbean and all their lines, all those cruise lines that these companies control, if you've booked a cruise, you can now cancel up to 48 hours before you go without penalty. Cruise lines have made it be known that if you are coming down to Miami or going over to San Diego or catching a ship, wherever you're catching a ship, and you show up for your cruise, we're giving you a credit on your room account, depending on how long your cruise is, as a thank you from us for coming along and having faith in us that we're going to have a good time. It's up to you to decide as an adult whether you want to go or not. And it's not a question of whether the ship will make you ill. It's a question of whether you will get ill or not getting to the ship through an airplane ride, or a bus ride, or a train ride, depending on where you are. Will you catch any of the virus on board, or will you catch any of it when you come back, or none at all? And those are the questions you have to ask yourself. Those of you who are driving to ports, I envy you. Because you're driving in your own vehicle. You're going to get to within a mile of the ship or two when you get to your parking lot. A quick cab ride, you're there, and now you're on the ship. Those of you who are taking multiple flights, spending a night or two in a hotel on the way there, you have to weigh all of these, particulars to decide whether or not you're going to go on a cruise. This is just the way it is. Again, the government authorities are suggesting, but not mandating, you cannot go on a cruise. From what I have last heard, unless things have changed, up until an hour ago, that is the last I've heard from the governments at all. So they're saying not to cruise right now. They're suggesting not to cruise, but they're not outlawing it at this point. Cruise lines, like I said, are being very flexible and giving passengers the opportunity to cruise or not cruise, cancel right up to the end. So if you've got a cruise booked for this summer to Alaska, or into the Mediterranean, or England to the British Isles, through Norway, the fjords, or to St. Petersburg, I would keep the reservation intact. You're not going to lose your money if you don't go. And you can decide a few weeks from now, or a month or two or three from now, what to do. So option number one, cancel outright. Option number two, rebook your cruise. Call the cruise line or your travel agent and say, you know what, I'm not going to take the cruise that I've paid for in July or August. I've decided I'm going to go on a cruise next year, July, or I'm going to go on a cruise to the Caribbean, in January of 2021. Whatever you want to do, that's your second option. And then the third option is go. Just go on your cruise and take it. Italy today, I did read in the last just an hour or so before I came on the air, I did read that Italy has now, in effect, quarantined its entire country, which I can't believe I'm saying those words, but I did read this morning before just as I got up, that Italy had told 16 million Italians, you're not going anywhere, stay home, don't go to work, don't go to school. That was in northern Italy, where their majority of their cases of this Mexican beer virus have shown up. Now the entire country is on lockdown as of tomorrow morning, and so they are ahead of us by about 8 or 9 hours. Here, it's 8:21 in New York right now. It's about 4 in the morning in Italy. So Italy is now on a lockdown, where the prime minister and the government of Italy are saying you have almost no reason to go anywhere, because we, the Italian government, are telling you stay home, don't go anywhere. And the last thing they want people to do is go visit their own relatives. Don't go visit the family. Stay away from each other. Stay in your own places. Hunker down and let's wait this out as a country, because the problem in Italy has been the intermingling of the Italians with Italians, which nothing wrong with that, but this virus is having a wonderful time of that. It's the first country other than China that has gone to this extreme measure that I'm aware of to try to combat the spread of this Mexican beer virus that I'm referring to. Okay, the code word is Mexican beer virus. Thank you, all of you who are here. Appreciate that. We all have been reading about the spread of this virus elsewhere. The United States numbers are extremely low. The Canadian numbers are extremely low. But I have a suspicion that those numbers are about to rise. Not because we're being irresponsible, not because we're being foolish. I just feel that a lot of people that could have been or perhaps should have been tested weeks ago haven't been, and we're just slow off the mark. Canada seems to be a little more organized. It certainly is very aggressive with regard to this issue. But in the U.S., it has seemed to be a bit loosey-goosey, and it hasn't been as maybe as organized as it should be. Don't want to get into politics. I don't want to go there. I hate doing that. But there are issues down south, and I think the numbers are about to soar. I really believe there are thousands and thousands of Americans who do not know that they have been exposed to it. Some have it and are spreading it without even knowing, and they're not doing anything wrong. They're just living their lives. And I think numbers are going to stagger a lot of us as to what's going on. How it'll be tackled and handled, I don't know. 3 months from now, this virus will still be here. It's not going away. There is no cure. It doesn't stop by itself. It will still be with us. The question is, how will we react to it? Right now, it's a shock and awe thing. We're shocked when we hear that another 20 people have it over here or 10 have it over there. That's going to end shortly. Soon we're going to hear 300 have it over there, 400 have it. We're not even going to blink an eye anymore. We're just going to go, yeah, it's everywhere. It is a flu-like issue. And again, and as I said before, if you're young enough and healthy enough, you will battle through it, most likely. But if you're elderly, I worry about it. My mother is 83 or 86, excuse me. She's 86. She's in a senior facility. No one there is ill. I'm crossing my fingers and hoping for the best. She's in good health. But there's nothing I can do about it. If it shows there, I can't make it go away. And she's in the best place possible for her health because she's surrounded by nurses 24/7. So what can I say? It is what it is. All right. D&G, thank you so much. D&G Explorers popped in to say hi. Another channel. Thank you, guys. Thank you for telling everyone to give my show a thumbs up. Thank you, all of you who do give my live shows thumbs ups. It helps with the analytics very much. Thank you for joining my channel as a subscriber. Thank you for becoming members of my Facebook group page. If you don't know, I have a Facebook group page called Traveling with Bruce. You see it spelled right here on the screen. I'm the administrator of the Facebook group page. So if you'd like to join, please come on by, ask to join the page. I will most likely let you in unless you're a robot. We also happen to have a Instagram page, Traveling with Bruce, on Instagram. My wife Jennifer, my Jennifer Aniston lookalike wife, who no one's ever seen except for a handful of people, she handles that page. And if you'd like to join that, please come on aboard. We've had a whole bunch of you join in. We just hit 2,000 followers on Facebook. We were only at 1,000 about a month and a half ago. Absolutely wonderful. If you have any questions, comments for me, let me know. I can't possibly read all of the comments or questions that are coming in. As you've noticed, they are just whipping by today. It is absolutely incredible. But I would be more than happy to try to talk to any of you as best I can about what's going on out there with my limited info that I have available. Anything you think I should know about, let me know. I will try to read that as well. But it has been quite crazy. Oh, by the way, thank you to Janet and Ken Koreka from Michigan. Pardon me. I just dropped this postcard. I got a postcard from Bay City in Michigan. Thank you guys, Ken and Janet. Enjoying the show. They send me these cards every once in a while. Thank you very much for that. I'm going to list a P.O. box in the not too distant future for TWB, for Traveling with Bruce. So if any of you want to send me any personal mail, anything like that, greetings, you can certainly do so. And D&G, you guys are great. They say we can verify that Jennifer Aniston lookalike. Greg and I had to be her security guards when Bruce and her visit. I have met D&G in person. They've seen Jennifer in person, and they're just great. Thank you guys so much. Let's see here. Just Michelle 71. Not too late for me because I've been proactive and wear my mask when I have to go out. Been wiping my grocery boxes with Lysol wipes. I don't go on cruises. Okay. People are talking to each other, which is great. Just gave you a thumbs up and I subbed, says DB Rocks. My brother is an entertainer for the cruise line, so this is freaking me out. He's not worried. Thank you for your positive reports. Thank you, and welcome to the channel. Welcome to the following. Welcome to the family. Nice to have you here. Those of you who don't know, I do 2 shows on Mondays. I do this show at 8 o'clock every Monday night. I also go live at 7 o'clock, 1 hour earlier. I call it a nickname at the pregame show. It's the sponsor membership show. If any of you would like to be part of that show, that is a much more intimate, small gathering of people. It's for members of this channel. If you'd like to become a member of TWB, just go to my homepage and hit the click on the join button and follow the prompts, and you can join me every Monday night at 7 o'clock Eastern for the sponsor member hangout show, 1 hour before this show. And then join me live with everyone else. We have a lot of fun on that one too. Occasionally, I'll do a video just for sponsor members as a bit of a thank you for helping me and being a sponsor of my channel. I do appreciate it very much. Also, this right here, are any of you wondering what this thing is? You know, there's coffee cups here. I've got a beautiful couple of yellow cocktail type glasses that Jen and Ken sent me. Thank you for that, guys. And I have over here a Royal Caribbean goblet. But this thing right here, what on earth is this? I showed this off a couple of weeks ago for the very first time. It's a solid hunk of wood. This is what it looks like from the top. I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to have to get DB boxes coming out of there. Let me just do that. And it's a solid hunk of wood. And this is for your iPhone. This is what we call an iPhone amplifier. You put your iPhone in here like this, like that, and you stand this thing up on your counter, take it outside, put it on one end of your room, put it in your kitchen, and the sound comes, if you're playing music or you're listening to me on your phone, the sound comes out underneath your phone, it travels underneath here, and it comes out this hole right here, and it gets blared out. It is quite the amazing unit. It is a handmade chunk of wood. It's got a logo of TWB on the back. It's got a logo of Traveling with Bruce on the front, the sextant logo we use. Handmade by Marshall Thompson here in Creston, British Columbia. Made with real Canadian wood. I mean, this is solid. You don't plug it in. There's no batteries. You put your phone in there and play what you want to play, and this will amplify the sound across the room or on your deck. Absolutely great. If you'd like one of these, I have a small number of these being produced by hand right now by Marshall. And for a donation, to Traveling with Bruce, you can have one of these. The donation is $50 American, $50 US gets you one of these. Includes shipping. I will literally with Jennifer, we will drive to the U.S. from here, which is 5 miles south. For all my American friends, we will send it through the U.S. Postal Service to you. All you need to do is make a donation to the channel. Go to my homepage. You'll find the donate button up here or up here. It's PayPal is what we use, and you just say, "I'd like to have one of your cell phone amplifiers, please," and send your payment, and also type in your address, your mailing address, your name and address, and we'll put you on the list. We'll start shipping these out in about a week to about a week and a half. We're getting a small number made. I have no idea how many people want these. We've offered these to our sponsor members. Now I'm offering them to my general following. And if you'd like one, by all means, you're welcome to do so. And thank you for the contribution, because I have to pay Marshall to make it. And then there's a little profit left over for us after shipping expenses. And thank you for helping the channel. All right, there you go. I hope you enjoy your very own Traveling with Bruce cell phone amplifier made with real Canadian wood from Creston, British Columbia in Canada. Made by hand, not made overseas in any Oriental countries. Made by hand right here. Absolutely fabulous. There you go. Those are a couple of quick little comments from me. All right. Let's see here. Here we go. A couple of comments. Oh, by the way, if you're looking at going on a cruise, if you're thinking of going on a cruise, contact our travel agency. It's not mine, but contact the channel's travel agency, Ambren Travel. Ambren will take care of anything you need. You'll be talking to real human beings, not to any computer system. The gals at Ambren will more than take care of you. I have here some contact information. Just 1 minute. I'll show you here in just a second. Here we go. Okay. If you'd like to go on our group cruise, or go on a cruise on your own, here's Ambren. They have a website. The links are down below, by the way, underneath here. And you have a exclusive 904 number. That number leads you directly to Ambren. And when that number rings, they know it's a viewer from TWB. Tell them that Bruce sent you from Traveling with Bruce, and they will take good care of you. If you want to get information about my group cruises, here's the information here. Also, if you, as I say, if you want to become a sponsor member of the channel, here is the link you can copy if you're quick enough. Otherwise, you just hit the join button on my homepage. Okay. Thank you everybody for all of that. Couple of things I also want to show you here. Some photos. We're going on our first group cruise, as I said earlier. We're going on the Harmony of the Seas on December the 6th. That's the ship right there in the front. Here's another angle of the Harmony of the Seas. We're going to leave Cape Canaveral. We're heading to Perfect Day at Coco Cay. Here's the map. We're going to St. Thomas and St. Kitts, and then back to Port Canaveral. This is all in December. Hopefully things will calm down by then. Here's Perfect Day at Coco Cay. Next February, we're going to be on the Odyssey of the Seas, a brand new ship that is just being completed now. She'll be in the water next spring. Like I say, by the time we get on it, she'll be about 4 months old. She's getting in the water in the fall, I think it is. Here's a computer visualization of what the top of the ship will look like. Here's another one right here from the front to the back. And we are heading to Cayman Islands. We're heading to Aruba. And we're heading to, I believe, Cozumel. 8-day cruise. And all the details are in the Ambren site. Here's a picture of the Grand Princess that came into Oakland today. That's been in nothing but in the news. Hopefully we'll be back to days like this in the nearer future where things are calm. One of my viewers, Peter Heckema, commented today, Bruce, it might be possible that if cruise ports like this one right here, this picture here is in San Juan, Puerto Rico. If San Juan is having issues with cruise ships, or the Cayman Islands or Jamaica or other Caribbean islands, do you think that cruise lines will do this? They'll just bring their ships to their private islands only and just bring their passengers here? And I think, yes, they might. They might well just bring their passengers to their private islands and not have their passengers exposed to any of the population other than themselves, just the passengers from the ship in these private islands. So you could be facing a cruise. You might have a cruise that lasts, say, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, going forward later this year. And you leave Florida and you go to Perfect Day Coco Cay right here. And then you go to Labadee in Haiti for a day, after a sea day or two. And then another sea day or two, you come right back here again. And you come back to this island a second time. And that's your entire cruise. You're on the ship, you're on the private islands, and you're not exposed to anyone in Mexico. You're not exposed to anyone in Jamaica. You're not in any other island. If there are problems, again, this is one of these. What can cruise lines do to perhaps keep passengers safer? And this is one of the options. I thought brilliant, because I know that Disney has their own private island, of course. So does Carnival. They have they and Princess and Call America. They have their spots. Norwegian has their spot in the Caribbean. So yeah, there could be a little bit of that going on. We'll have to watch for this. I'm not sure. I'm not saying that this is the answer to all problems. I'm just speculating that if passengers are only intermingling with their own selves for the entire trip, and you're not exposed to potential virus carriers in other countries, that might be a way to go. I don't know. I'm just it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Anyway, comments. Let's see if I see any more coming through. I'll try to read them. The Mexican beer company sales are down because people think that there's a connection. There's no connection to the Mexican beer company whatsoever. All is fine. And I've seen some of these comments here, and some of them are popping up and some of them are not. So pardon me for that. Again, thank you for being here, coming by to see me today. It's been a hectic week. We're going to hear a lot more about this whole issue going forward. There will be no stopping the news. And I say, I'm just hoping that things will calm down, and that as time goes by, the media won't be so sensational about it. Right now, it is the story, as you probably all know. I guess I can talk to you today about the stock market, can I? There was a little dip in the market this week. We've had a few dips and bumps for the last week and a half now. The stock market is worried, finally, about the potential supply chain interruptions with regards to you build a car. Used to be that a car used to be built in Detroit from beginning to end. Car parts now are produced around the world and are shipped around the world to factories where cars are now assembled. Final assembly of a car or a truck might be done, but the parts coming into that vehicle are coming from all over the place. It might be Mexico, it might be China, it might be elsewhere in Asia. There are car plants, assembly plants in Germany, in the United States, in France, in Italy, Canada, and in Asia. They're all interdependent, more and more interdependent. Sometimes transmissions are made in one place, and car interiors are made somewhere else. And so Wall Street is worried about earnings. Now, the stocks that have gotten hit the hardest in the last few weeks have been cruise ship stocks, airline stocks, hotel stocks. Those are three in particular. I know that Disney is off about 30-odd%, but none of these companies are really going out of business. I don't see any of these companies going out of business. This is not the death knell of the travel business. So what's happening right here? It's a temporary inconvenience, yes. It's of great concern, yes. But is it the major? Is it going to be a major depression or anything like that? I don't think so. There's some interruptions. Italy right now, yes. Business in Italy is under pressure, obviously, as people are asked to stay home. But other parts of the Italian business will continue on. But things will turn and will come back into a little more of a normal space. The markets will reassess what industries are going to be hit the worst, hit the least, and then share prices will act accordingly. But interest rates are very low, will stay low, will get lower. So borrowing costs will be very, very low. There'll be a lot of stimulus by central banks into economies to keep them rolling along. We're not going to enter any kind of a depressionary state, anything like that. I don't see that happening. But today was spectacular. We did have a 7 or 8% drop in the markets today. And that was a bit of a hit. However, I don't think this is sustainable. I don't think this market drop is sustainable. Certain shares are going to probably go too low for a while, and there'll be some bargains. If you're a long-term investor, go ahead and buy cruise stocks or airline stocks or hotel or Disney. Go ahead, invest, buy them, sit on them, and wait it out. Don't try to be a day trader. Try to be a year trader, a year or two or three. I think you'll do rather well. I'm not even worried about a number of companies suspending dividends. I'm not even worried about that. I don't think it's gonna be that bad, unless I'm missing something. I don't think so. Mikey is my spirit animal. Writes, Bruce, my cruise is April the 6th on the Bliss from New York City. I shall cancel and take NCL up on the refund voucher offer. Sadly, I have a compromised immune system. I love cruising too. If you do have an immune system that is compromised, you have to really not cruise right now. I agree. Not travel at all. I mean, really, don't even take a plane ride. Stay home if you can. Work from home if you can. Try to limit your exposure to others if your immune system is compromised. It's a generous offer from the cruise lines. I think it's the right thing to do by the cruise lines to offer people the opportunity to cancel a cruise or postpone a cruise, take a cruise at a later time. I think that will be very good. Curtis, ship builds will be affected in Fincantieri, Italy. Yes, for a short period of time. The workers there will be at home for a bit. But it's not a death knell. Maybe it's a week or two delay, but I don't think we're talking about full-blown 6-month or 1 year postponements of ship launches or anything like that. But this isn't convenient. I will give you that. Thank you, Curtis. Kent, airlines have a superior air handling system. I'm going to contact cruise companies tomorrow as I'm certified in this area. Well, again, a lot of people have comments about opinions on how this is transmitted, but airflow is definitely one of them. Canadian government says to people not to travel, says Mark 35 Moses. Thank you, Mark, for that. Captain Stable, like Warren Buffett says, when there is fear, it's time to be greedy with equities. Exactly. When others are selling at any price, time to buy, sit on the investment, enjoy yourself. I remember in 2008, I remember following this story after it happened. Warren Buffett was with his grandchildren at a Dairy Queen. He was at a Dairy Queen getting the kids some ice cream because Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway owns Dairy Queen. His cell phone rang, and it was one of the chairmen of one of the big banks in the United States in New York. And this is at the height of the financial crisis. And the bank needed to raise some cash. They wanted to have a little more liquidity. And they offered Warren over the telephone an opportunity to buy some bonds in the bank and buy some preferred shares that could be converted into common shares, good for 5 years or 10 years. And the deal ended up paying Mr. Buffett approximately 10% interest on his money, $5 billion in cash, plus I think another $5 billion in preferred shares that also paid a dividend, a very high dividend, that was then convertible into stock at a very low price. I believe that $10 billion turned into 50 over the next 5 years. So the rich get richer. Well, hey, pick up some cheap cruise ship stock today, or some airline stock. Buy Delta, American Airlines. Pick up some Disney stock, sit on it. I think you'll do rather well. If you only make 30-40% in the next couple of years, gosh darn it, you only made 30-40%. Still, I would take it. Bubba thinks I predict a continued meltdown. You never know. You might be right. You never know. We'll have to see. Let's see here. A Cruise With Us says we bought 200 shares of Royal Caribbean. There you go. Buy it, hold it, not to worry. Let's see here. Curtis is saying that the Trinidad and Tobago government said non-essential travel should be avoided. Chris Barnett is saying hi, everybody. Hi, Chris Barnett. Welcome to the show. Jules Sayer, November 2020, Eastern Caribbean. I say hold on to that cruise and wait until September, October to decide what to do. No rush to worry about it right now. Who else have we got here? MG Toe thinks that cruise shares will reach between $1 and $5 a share. I think that's perhaps might be a bit optimistic. Kevin Barganier, the media is the biggest culprit of all of this, considering more people die of the influenza every year. They have been piling on, haven't they? They sort of do that from time to time. But everyone is guilty. I have to say, I do the best I can by trying to keep it calm if I can. I have a question. Says Jenny. Yang, hi Jenny. I have a question. If I want to take Royal Caribbean up on the offer and cancel my cruise in order to get a full future credit, does this credit only apply to the ship I was booked on, or any of them? Jenny, it could be any of them. I think they are being very reasonable here. Just give if you have a travel agent, I would talk to a travel agent, because if you have to wait on that 800 number, you might be waiting quite a while to get an answer. It might be in the Q&A section on the website of the cruise line. They might already have that as a frequently asked question. Unless someone here knows, please let us know. If anyone's watching and knows the answer to this question, I would love to know that as well. Michael is saying, I'm leaving on the Carnival Freedom from Galveston on Saturday to the Bahamas. Do you think I should cancel leaving the Freedom from Galveston to the Bahamas? I'm not sure. Are you driving in? If you're driving in, I'd go. If you're flying in, maybe not. I postpone. But if you're just driving in, I would go. Again, 99% of cruises have gone off without a hitch in the last month and a half. A handful of cruise ships have had an issue. And the only serious issues we've had are on really three ships. The Western Am from Holland America had about 5 days to try to find a home. Finally did. It's now back up. It's gone to Alaska for getting ready for its cruise season. The Diamond Princess was caught in Yokohama, and the Grand Princess right now in Oakland. But I like how they're handling the Oakland situation much more than they handled it in Yokohama. Other than that, all cruises seem to be going. I know that the Panorama in Los Angeles, Long Beach had a delay. I know that the Inspiration coming in had a delay getting in because the Panorama was late getting out. The Regal Princess has had issues in Florida with respect to some crew members. It's not all perfect, but it's a handful. I mean, we're talking 5, 6, 7 ships out of dozens and dozens and dozens, and cruises have gone and gone and gone, and with no issues whatsoever. Go on your cruise. That's just my thinking. If you're healthy, go. Let's see. Donnell is here. Hello, my man from Cork, Ireland. Welcome, sir. I know it's late for you. Glad to be joining you live. I'm going ahead with my cruise in the Mediterranean from May the 1st. Will all Italian ports be canceled? They could be, but then they might not be. Doesn't matter, Donnell. The ship is the star of the show. They will take you to alternate ports. The Mediterranean, you have a plethora of choices. Just go and enjoy. Let us know how it went. It's going to be a great time. It's a beautiful ship from what I hear. Mikey is saying to Jenny, the voucher will be applicable to all of their ships. If that's correct, I'm a happy guy. That's great news. Darren Hitland, hello all. FYI, just got off Liberty of the Seas. It was clean constantly. Handrails, doorknobs, almost hourly, very clean. These ships are cleaner than our houses. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. These ships are cleaner than where we live. I can tell you that. They're cleaner than most restaurants. They're cleaner than most hotels. I'm telling you, folks, there are people on duty on these cruise ships night and day, everywhere on the ship. You'll probably see them when you're enjoying yourself, working away to keep the ship in top condition. Here's a comment from Everon Lightburn. I live in the Bahamas. Come on down. There's nothing here. Come on down. Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic. Bubba, there might be a small increase in cruise stock as the shorts try to cover, then continued slump. Now is not the time to buy, perhaps gold or silver. Well, again, it all depends how long you have. If you try to connect, you're trying to catch the bottom, good luck with that. It's like trying to catch a falling knife, very difficult to do. You just have to go with it, depending, like I say, if you've got 2 years to hold the stock, buy it whenever you want. If you've got the money to buy 100 shares of Carnival, go ahead and do so, or Norwegian or Royal Caribbean, buy whatever you want. If you can buy 100 of each, I'd recommend 100 of each. Why? Get at least 100 shares of each of these cruise lines, because as a shareholder, you qualify for the shareholder cruise credit, cabin credit, every time you take a cruise. So if you're taking a 7-day cruise, 6 months from now, 8 months from now, you're a shareholder of the company, you get a $100 credit, cabin credit, just for being a shareholder. You just notify the cruise line, I'm a shareholder of your cruise line. I'm going on a cruise to the Caribbean for 7 days. They will help. They will ask you what they need to know to verify you're a shareholder. They will then have the credit waiting for you on your ship. You take 2 cruises a year for the next 5 years, you're getting $200 a year for 5 years. That's $1,000 in cruise ship credits. You can buy Carnival stock right now in the low 20s. 100 shares will cost you 2,000 something bucks. Here's $1,000 in credits just to be a shareholder, plus the dividend, plus any upside down the road. I call that a pretty good deal. You take 22 cruises on Carnival, 7 days each. That pays for your stock. The shares are free. That could work too. So there you have it. You can definitely take advantage of that and buy the stock. Go ahead. Southwest Airlines stock has not come down that much. It's come down a bit, but not like the international carriers because it's a domestic carrier. So a good value there. Pretty strong company. Very strong company. Buy what is this? MG to buy marijuana stock. Cruise with us. Michael Reese. No way. We just got off the LOTS on Sunday. Just have fun. Liberty of the Seas. There you go. Noah, what should I do about my August cruise from New York City to Maine and Canada? Go on your cruise. Have a great time. Enjoy it. Wait right up until the week before to decide. But you go. Looking for some information about ports to avoid. Jason, you don't have to worry about that. The cruise lines will avoid the ports for you. Really, if Italy is on a national lockdown right now, cruise ships are not going to take you to Italy. They're not taking you into a virus zone. They're not going to do that. So let the cruise lines worry about it. Figure the area you'd like to go on a cruise on. You want to go to Alaska? You want to take a cruise down the Mexican Riviera? You want to take a cruise to the Caribbean, Australia? Book your cruise. The cruise line will take care of you. They're not going to take you to danger because that's just not that's not their style. They don't need to do that. Let's see. Jennifer is saying March 21st, going Galveston to Cozumel and Casamaya. Have a great time, Jennifer. Rose Henderson. Hey, Bruce, it's a very challenging time for us travel agents. Rose, you folks are the front lines along with those 8 call agents with the cruise lines. You're the front lines right now. I commend you. You're earning your keep now. No question about it. It's a 24/7 thing, and it's an evolving issue by the hour. I know it just from this as a YouTube creator on talking about cruise ships all the time. I am constantly monitoring what's going on out there. I have my TV on most of the time. I'm constantly scouring the internet. I keep getting alerts from people. Yeah, there's a lot going on, and we have to be on our toes right now. And I hope everything I'm saying to everyone right now is current and up to date because things change minute by minute. Bruce, you like to get everyone involved. It's funny. Thank you. I do what I can. Mark, so I canceled my cruise ship because I do what the Canadian government says for my safety. Mark, whatever you have to do, you have to do. Again, it's everyone's responsibility to decide for themselves what they're going to do. No question about it. Spikers, Crazy Adventures. Hi there, everybody. How you doing, Spikers? Blaine, hey there, Spikers. Crypto, my biggest fear is on what you touched earlier, not afraid of the virus, but getting caught up in a messy situation because of others. Something you have to consider. Absolutely. I totally understand it. Okay. Decided tonight to cancel a month-long trip for 4 people at $14,000 each. Hopefully you've got a full refund and you don't have an issue there. Let's see here. Cannot get through on any of the 800 numbers, says Rose Henderson, the travel agent. I hear you there. I'm not surprised. Quill Cheek, I called Celebrity today and only waited 10 minutes. You can book on the same line any ship before December 2021. Very good. I'm glad to hear that, Quilt. I know some cruise lines, the 800s are jammed. I'm sure they're working on it, but you might have to call late in the evening. Just stay up real late and then try. I don't know. I can't. I don't have all the answers. Mikey is my spirit animal. That is correct, Bruce. Any of them in the fleet, fantastic. Jennifer driving in, she says. Welcome, Jennifer. It's Jason. Carnival should sell 3 of their older ships and build new Carnival Miracle. They're always looking to churn things over. Jennifer, yay! Only a handful of ships have had an issue. Let's see here. Driving in. Thanks. I'm going. Says Michael. Jenny, sorry for another question, but does anyone have any news on how Bermuda is right now? I've heard no issues in Bermuda whatsoever. No issues. All is well. Everything's good to go there. Oh my goodness. Last name is Compline. Uh, I'm not going to try the first name. I'm not going to try it. Leaving on MSC on March 22nd. Live in Miami. Should we cancel? No. Go on a cruise. Enjoy yourself. Unless something massive happens between now and the 20th, you've got 48 hours cancellation. I just go. What about the Regal and Caribbean Princess? I know the Caribbean Princess had the virus, the other virus, the virus from the bathroom issue, but that's apparently been dealt with. The Regal was having issues, but I think they're good to sail again out of was it Fort Lauderdale? But check with the cruise line. Let's see here. Who else have we got here? Chris is saying, is asking, curious to see how the Alaska season takes off. I'm scheduled for May 31. Yeah, so far so good from what I'm understanding, but we'll be keeping a close eye on Alaska for sure. No question about it. Okay, let me see what other comments I can get here, folks. Sorry. My channel. There we go. What would happen if cruise stocks go to zero? Well, a share can go, very low, but a cruise line, even if a cruise line stops sailing, I mean, if Carnival took all of their ships or any of the cruise lines and just docked them for a couple of weeks, the ships don't lose value. They'll be back in business a couple of weeks later. Cruise lines have quite a bit of cash on hand. They'll probably lay off a bunch of their staff and cut costs. They won't be spending any money on fuel. They'll renegotiate all their contracts for food delivery, alcohol delivery, all that sort of stuff. It'll be inconvenient, but it won't kill them. They can go months and wait it out. But cruise ships get sent to where they can sail. That's the bottom line. And that's what will have to happen. If it has to happen that way, cruise ships shares will not go to zero. I am very doubtful of that. Okay. Do you need a doctor's note if you have allergies? I don't know, Facebook user. That is a question for the cruise line or your travel agent. That one I can't answer. D Money says, hi, Bruce. NCL Breakaway, April 11th. I'll be on it. Right on. Fantastic. Go, and go. Are you friends with Don Terrace? Jason wants to know. I don't know Don Terrace on a personal level. I have chatted with Don Terrace via, I think we texted each other or direct messaged each other on Facebook once. I would very much like to meet. I can't wait to meet Don Terrace. Don Terrace has a YouTube channel called, what's his channel called? Don's Family Vacations. Sorry, Don. Don's Family Vacations. Don lives in Ottawa, in Ontario, in Canada. He is a travel agent, and he travels a lot himself. He organizes group cruises. His channel is larger than mine. He has about 75,000 subscribers. I now have, 46,000. Don's been on the air at least a year longer than I have, maybe two. He has a fantastic following. He does great work. And Don is just a fine gentleman. I really do look forward to the day we physically see each other. I have a feeling there will be stories going back and forth for hours on end between two YouTube creators about what it's like to be full-time YouTubers. In his case, a travel agent as well. In my case, just a full-time YouTuber. Great guy. Let's see. Kelly is saying, my employer is a major retailer, is now requiring us to sign a disclaimer. We're not allowed to speak about the virus or the situation in our stores worldwide. It's getting crazy. People need to calm down. Kelly, that is really amazing, isn't it? That's freedom of speech. That might be a bit of an overreach. I'm just calling it the Mexican beer virus to try to stay safe here on YouTube. Spikers, our next cruise is October. No plans on canceling it. Right on, Spikers. Java Bear 564, scheduled to leave from San Diego on April 25 to Vancouver on All America. Should we cancel? No. Go on a cruise. Enjoy it. Unless something happens in the week prior, just enjoy. Go and enjoy. Let's see. Who else have we got here? How can I find out if the previous occupant in my cabin had the virus? Uh, no, no, but I can tell you that the by the time you get to your cabin, your room steward will be doing a thorough cleaning. Bring along with you your own wipes if you like. Bring along, some cruisers do this as a habit. They bring along their own disinfectant wipes and wipe down everything you're going to touch. Wipe down the safe, wipe down the door handles, wipe down your the knobs on your sink. Not that the cabin steward hasn't already done that, but go ahead. Um, you should be fine. I'm pretty sure you'll be fine. Let's see. Brittany is here. Hi, Brittany. Stopping by to give my thumbs up on my way home today from a day at work. Long day at work. Brittany, thank you so much. She's saying, let's give Bruce a thumbs up. I have no idea. Have I got any thumbs ups going today? If I have any, would you let me know? Because I can't see the thumbs up count. That would be wonderful if we have some going today. Facebook user, hi Bruce, have you heard of MSC Seaview will be canceling also? We have cruise from Barcelona. Have not heard any cancellations yet about MSC cruises anywhere. I have noticed on some of the websites you can get a super deal on MSC cruises in the Mediterranean and also in the Caribbean out of the U.S. Some of the prices are insanely low. So you may, those of you who want a deal, might want to look into it. Let's see. Blaine, anything over 7-night cruise, you get a $200 per cabin. I think that these are cabin credits right now that you're getting if you take a cruise with certain cruise lines. That's right. Kay, I have Cloroxed my house from top to bottom, 3,600 square feet. I may never have to clean again. Right on, Kay. Rest now. Take it easy and relax. All right. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, let's see if I can take care of this. Sometimes we get people leaving messages that we don't really appreciate, and I'm not going to mention who this is. I'm just going to see if I can in any way take care of this individual. I'm not sure if I can. Sorry, folks. Just taking a look through my messages here. Let's see. Where am I here? Okay, there we go. Sorry, folks. I'm just going to take care of somebody here who really doesn't really want to be here. But let's just see if I can find this individual. Not that one. Sorry, people. This is the thing about live shows. Once in a while, you get an individual that comes by that you don't particularly think is really here for the right reasons, and they are better served to be perhaps somewhere else in a timeout room or in a permanent timeout situation, that type of thing. Okay, here we go. I think I'm close. There we go. Alrighty. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Thank you very much. And there we go. Moving on. Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, no way to get that information, says Chris Barnett, about the former person in your cabin. There's no way to know. The trend is your friend. The trend is down, says Bubba. Okay. Bill Carroll. Trump might want to know how the Mexican beer virus got in the country. Build the wall. Build the wall. Ryan. Why isn't Virgin Voyages offering any discounted sailings? They seem to be ignoring the elephant in the room. I think Ryan. I'm going to take a guess at this. My hunch is that the first 5 or 6 cruises or 7 cruises that Virgin has offered are sold out. Maybe even the first 10 are sold out. So they don't need to discount anything to get people on board their ship. Okay, I think that's the first likely. The second is I think that they, being brand new and only one ship in the fleet, if they're booked solidly for the first 2 months or so, they're booked into May. So they've been offering promotions already for people to book probably in the summer months. And I think they're going to just take it by ear. I think they're just watching like we all are, and they're reacting like cruise lines are reacting and will react. But so far, that's the story on Virgin Voyages with the Scarlet Lady. It's in Miami now. The ship's in Miami. And I'm sure we'll hear a lot more about it going forward when the sailings begin. Let's see here. Steaming Bean is in the house. Steamer, how you doing? Hey, you wouldn't believe the flack that I got from a couple of my colleagues today. Ridiculous. Because you're going on your cruise. Go, Steamer. Just go. Let's see. Kay is saying we planned our trip for a year, 50th wedding anniversary. Okay, go if you can. Just thought of something that should not be missed when putting on sunscreen. Don't forget the ears. I have at least one sunburned ear right now. Brittany, wise words, folks. Use sunscreen and use it everywhere. Steamer saying, "Hey Blaine, Tyler, Frederick, I want to know what might happen if cruise stock drops to zero. Nothing. Don't worry about it. Not going to happen. Let's see here. Ray Ophelia. The rumor is Dubai port is closed. Right or wrong? I have not heard that Dubai is closed. I do not know anything about that. So I can't say yes. I can't say no. Rose, most clients are not afraid of the cruise. It's the possibility of a quarantine. I agree. That is what most people, almost all, are worried about. And that's why they are canceling. She's saying that is correct too. People are doing that right now. Not worried about the ship itself. They're worried about getting caught in that. Jim B's Johns, thanks for your panorama story. I shared it with friends and family so they could see what I went through. So glad to be home and not in quarantine. I was so relieved to hear that the test was negative. And usually they many cases they are, but in this case, everything went well on the panorama. It's down on its next cruise. All is going well from what I understand. Beverly, I couldn't enjoy a cruise right now. People go on a cruise to relax and enjoy themselves would experience too much anxiety with people walking around with face masks. I hear you, Beverly. Again, if it's not the right time for you, it's not the right time. Andre, why Italian-based cruises like MSC didn't change their cancellation policies yet? Genoa to Venice and Maine and no. Andre, I can't understand MSC's thinking right now. I think they should be very proactive. They should be as proactive as Carnival is, Norwegian, Royal Caribbean, and other cruise lines. MSC is in its own headspace. I just don't understand it. But again, it's a large cruise line in Europe, number one in the Mediterranean area, but they're not the number one cruise line in North America. And of course, most of my viewers that I engage with here are from Canada, the USA, and we're dealing with the big three, obviously. And like I say, MSC, you can go on the Harmonia right now. You can go on the Harmonia for a 1-week cruise, balcony, under $40 a night, base fare, like $33 a night. It's super cheap. You can go right now on the seaside, MSC Seaside, 1 week out of Miami, under $40 a night, balcony. So the ship's 2 years old. There are no problems on the MSC ships, but I'm just saying. Okay, Mr. Who's this? Mr. Dookie Pot Pie. We are sailing Carnival Ecstasy on Saturday from Jacksonville. Right on. Do it. Go enjoy and let us know how it works out. That sounds great. DB Bucks, my brother, works on a cruise line as an entertainer. And let's see. Sorry, I'm missing a message here. Karen, I would like to cancel my cruise, but my roommate wants to go. Can I still cancel? Good question. Can one person cancel versus the other person still going? That I can't answer. I'm fearful that it's both or none. I'm not sure. If one cancels, the other one might be automatically canceled. I don't know. I'm guessing here. You got to talk to the cruise line. Leadfoot Lane B. I'm canceling mine from Athens that leaves March the 16th, boarding 20th. I'm canceling to Egypt, then Jerusalem, to Cyprus, to Turkey. Jerusalem is closed. The reports Egypt has virus on the Nile. Cruise report. So, Leadfoot, you're doing what you have to do. If you can postpone it to another date, hopefully you can do it. I'm not sure what cruise line you're on, but hopefully the cruise line is taking care of you. And I'm sorry that's happening to your cruise, but you have to look after yourself. There's no question about it. Let's see here. Jules Sayre, hey, the wait staff on our Carnival cruise this past week were really messed up, not attentive. Maybe they stressed out. It was not pleasant. Very interesting that you're saying that. That you can imagine the crew on these ships are their families back home are probably worried sick about them as these folks are working like crazy. I have a Facebook user saying hi, everybody. Hi, I'm saying hi to you, but I'm watching your comment on my laptop. I do not know who this is. So if you're a Facebook user and you want me to tell me your name, give you a shout out, please tell me who you are. But we are simulcasting live on Facebook right now as well. Ryan says, MSC updated the cancellation policy today, effective tomorrow, the 10th. Only a 48-hour notice is needed. That is good news. I am really glad to hear that. That would be really good. D&G, Greg has been concerned about our next cruise. I say no. It's in late September. Too far out to worry. I agree. Don't worry about your cruise for September right now, guys. Worry about it in August, not now. It's so much later. I agree. Let's see here. Sugar Butt Williams says, "Hi, Bruce. How you doing?" Let's see. SFL spotter laughing out loud. Right on, right on. Cindy Bridges, Israel is closing places. My niece is there right now and couldn't see Bethlehem or Jericho. Yes, I heard that all returning Israelis coming from overseas flights are asked to self-quarantine for 14 days when they get back. So Israel will not be welcoming cruise ship passengers probably for a while at this point. That's my guess. Let's see here. Andre wants to know, are you sure about MSC, Ryan? This is great news. I hope he's right. Let's cross our fingers. Hope that's happening. What happened with that cruise that got denied in La Romana? Matt Mahoney wanted to know. I don't know. I know that the ship went to Saint Martin, I think. They may have tried to arrange a debarkation and embarkation there, but I'm not 100% sure, Matt. I have been so unbelievably busy on 15 other stories simultaneously. I don't know whatever happened with that one. If anyone knows, please let me know on that. Let us all know. Rose Henderson, not sure how to answer that term. She's talking about insurance. If you've got insurance for one cruise and you go to another cruise, you should be able to transfer it, but you're going to have to check with the insurance company on that one, definitely. Does anyone know how many thumbs ups I have on this show right now? Thank you for all of those who are giving me thumbs ups. I really appreciate it. Would love to know a count. Alan Carter says you got 152. That is wonderful. Thank you for all of you out there giving my show today thumbs ups. It helps with the analytics very, very much. If any other questions about the cruising, let me know. We will do the best we can today. No trivia today, sorry. Much too much going on here. SFL spotter Bruce, when are they going to lower the rates in the Haven? I don't know. I don't know if they will. It could well be that the folks who go to the Haven, they have no trouble selling out the Haven at the prices they're offering them at. I don't know that question. But as this goes on, we'll see. Angel Beth Danielson, my cruise isn't until May 16. I'm hoping things calm down before then. Great attitude. That's exactly what I would be recommending as well. Mikey is my spirit animal. Kevin Jarvis, NCL told me the insurance is not transferable to the future cruise. That sounds rather odd. Alan Carter says you now have 162 thumbs ups. Fantastic. Jason wants to know whatever happened to the Caymans. Are they accepting cruise ships? Apparently they are. But they're being finicky about it. It's being inconsistent, and it's driving me crazy. Hard to say what's going on. Bremit saying, Bruce, you have 164 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody, so much for thumbs ups. I really do appreciate it. They're free to give, They cost you nothing. Matt, what's better, stop in Aruba or Curacao? Folks, have any of you been there? Tell Matt the difference and or the benefit, one or the other. I would love to do both. I haven't been there myself, so I can't give you an honest opinion from here. Ben, 167 thumbs up. Way to go. Both are great, Matt, says Rose Henderson. There you go. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Mr. Dookie, Carnival upgrade our suite. They upgraded our suite and gave 150 per cabin, 2 cabins. Very nice. They want your business. Zachary is saying Aruba, but Bonaire is better. Mark Lowell, really hoping Southampton will remain operational as the situation is expanding rather quickly here in the United Kingdom. Let's hope so too. Terry, do you have the coronavirus map from Johns Hopkins? If you want, I can post it. That's all right. You can post it on my Facebook page if you like. That'd be great. The Mexican beer virus map. Let's see here. Jason, I really appreciate your advice and your content. Thank you so much. Brittany, Bruce, you have 171 thumbs ups now. Guys, you're great. Andre, if Ryan is right about MSC changing policies, that is great news. Let's see here. Quilt Chic. Mark, we are sailing out of Southampton on May the 16th. Right on. Yes, I'm hoping for the best on all cruises. I'm hoping things will settle in a little bit. We'll see. By the way, cheers to all of you from Traveling with Bruce. If you want to get a mug like that, head to my RedBubble store, pick up a T-shirt or a mug. Wall clock. We got all kinds of stuff with my logos on it. Thank you again for all your support of my channel. Again, if you'd like one of these right here, I've seen a couple of orders come in already for this, the amplifier, the cell phone amplifier from TWB. I'll show it off one more time. It's made of solid wood. I'm not kidding. This thing has got a layer here, a layer here, a layer here of wood. Handmade here in Creston, British Columbia. You take your cell phone, you put it right here like this. It's a cell phone amplifier. The sound comes out of the bottom of your cell phone, goes along here, and comes out this hole right here, and is blasted out across your room or your deck or wherever you want to play it. It comes with a logo from TWB right here out on the back. You have another logo from Traveling with Bruce. It's handcrafted by Marshall Thompson here in Creston, British Columbia. He is making them as a special order for my channel. I'm getting a handful of these made. If you'd like one, you can make a donation to Traveling with Bruce, $50 US. I will mail this to you. It includes shipping. We'll pay Marshall to make one for you by hand. We'll mail it to you, and there'll be a little left over for the channel. Thank you all very much. And if you'd like to get your own cell phone amplifier, they're available. No batteries required, no assembly required. They never expire. They never wear out. And if you'd like one, just go to my PayPal donate button. Should be on the very top of my homepage. You can make a donation there, $50 US. Give me your name and your address when you send me the money so I know where to send it. And I'll get you your very own cell phone amplifier, handmade in Creston, British Columbia, Canada, with real wood. How about that? You got to love that. Okay, can we pay in pesos? Thank you very much. What else have we got going on here? Have Royal Caribbean been making any offers or concessions to retain those who book cruises other than you booked at a later date? Have they made any offers or concessions to retain those with booked cruises? Well, if you've booked a cruise and you go, and this is going on right now, though, as far as I know, cruise lines are giving extra room credits to passengers that show up for cruises. I think it's like upwards of $200 a cabin for 7 days or longer. So that much I do know. Everything else, you have to talk to your travel agent about that. Let's see. Okay, here's another comment from Ben's Products. I think this is all over the place. A lot of people have mild cases in cities where they live. Doesn't matter if you go on a cruise or not. Ryan Copeland. Scarlet Lady looks like a naval warship in person from the front with a gray color, by the way. Yeah, I hear you there. Let's see. What do we got here? Here we go. Spuddy, is that the way you say it? Spuddy, we have a large balcony on Queen Elizabeth for Sydney to Vancouver for US $60 a person. There are deals out there, folks. Absolutely. There are absolute deals. Absolutely right. And let's see, what else we got here? 178 thumbs ups now. JRS is telling me. Thank you for that. Absolutely wonderful. Yes, if you wanted to go on a cruise and save a bundle, now's the time to book one for a month from now, 2 months, 3 months from now. There are some real deals out there. If you're a healthy individual, you can drive to your nearby port, or it's a short flight away, or you take a 2-day car ride to get to where you got to go. You may want to look into it. I'm pretty convinced that cruise ships are I think they're a safe way to go. The only issue has been, and travel agents have mentioned this to us, the fear that people have is not necessarily getting ill on the ship. It's the being quarantined afterwards, being held up for 14 days if that happens. But for now, this is a rare occurrence. But like I say, I would, you got to look at it yourself. You have to really decide for yourself if you want to do this or not. Okay. Thoughts on the Carnival Miracle May 25 out of San Francisco? Go take your cruise. Enjoy. Let's see here. More deals for those cruising than on RedBubble. I hear you there, Steamer. Let's see. Let's see. I can't believe it. Okay, never mind. Let's see here. Any news on the Seattle cruise port? Nothing really. Haven't heard anything one way or the other. I think everything's a go. The folks in Seattle are hoping that things go off without a hitch this year, but 1.1 million people are booked to go through Seattle this year, about 800,000 to a million in Vancouver to go to Alaska this year. We'll see what happens. Preston May is saying it's the first time on your live stream. Preston May, welcome to my channel. Welcome to Traveling with Bruce live here on a Monday night. We're live every Monday at 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock. 7 o'clock for sponsor members. If you'd like to become a sponsor member of this channel, you can join my sponsor members for a 1-hour pre-game show hangout from 7 to 8 o'clock Monday nights. Just go to my homepage, hit the join button, follow the information there, and you can become a sponsor member of this channel. 8 o'clock live every Monday. Here we are talking about cruise ships, and that's what we're doing today. Let's see. How many days can you book before a cruise takes off? I think you can book up to about a week before, maybe 5 or 4 days. You got to check with the cruise line. You got to check with the travel agent, but make up your mind and then go. If you're cruising, you decide you want to cruise, book immediately. Don't wait till the late minute. You might not be able to book sooner than 3 days because of Homeland Security rules and regulations, but I can't guarantee you that. I'm not 100% sure on that one. Okay. Let's see here. What are we going to do when all the Mexican beer is gone? I don't know, Ryan. I can't tell you there. Another comment, Ben's products. I would definitely book a cruise this spring. Not worried about it. And we'll get a really good deal. Hopefully going to Florida in April can piggyback that trip with a cruise. Now you're talking. I got a comment saying, hello from Jose Lito Avila. Hey, Bruce, how you doing, guys? J.A., I'll call you J.A. Welcome to the show and the channel. Nice to have you here. Scott J., the media would like you to think all ships are being quarantined, but it's only been 2, and one that wasn't being allowed to import anywhere. That's true. It's absolutely true. Let's see here. Thank you, Terry. I just saw the thing come through. Thank you for that. Okay, here's some more comment. Lad saying, hello, how are you there? What was I saying I can't believe that the Grand Princess of Coronavirus. Is that Lad or Elad? Welcome, my man, to the show. You only have to comment one time, and I'll try to get to you. Welcome to the show. Nice to have you here. And hopefully everyone on that ship will be okay. I'm sure they'll be fine. We'll see. Hello from the Gold Coast. I got Katrina Wilson. Hello from the Gold Coast, Australia. Shout out to you. Welcome from down under. Nice to have you here. Great to see you. And I just love it when my friends from Australia say hi to me. I have a bunch of viewers from down there, just a ton. Same with New Zealand. D Dino, what ended up happening with the Costa ship that went to the San Juan PR port with a 68-year-old symptoms? I don't know. I don't know if they tested negative. I'm not sure what happened. Let's see here. What's that say here? Mark's got to hit the sack. He's tired. It's 1:20 a.m. UK time. Great advice. Go Cruisers. Thank you, Mark, so much. Mark Lovell, for being here. Really appreciate it. JRS is saying, Bruce, you got 181 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody, for giving this show thumbs ups today. I don't know if it's one of the best shows I've ever done, but we're doing the best we can with what we have. I'm not, what is this here? I'm not panicking. But I did wash my hands before your show. Milo Mia, thank you, Milo Mia. That's right. You got to wash your hands before you watch my show. And wash your hands later tonight. Right on. Tyler is saying, my school has been hit with the Mexican beer virus. Tyler, I hope everyone's going to be all right. Ben's also depends if cabin's still available. I booked a cruise last February, about 3 days before sailing. Got a really good price. Right on. That's true. Terry, you are welcome. Thank you, Terry, very much for that. Spuddy, what will help international travels is insurance that covers losses such as canceled flights due to delays if the ship is quarantined. That's right. Although cruise lines have been helping with people with regards to their flights home when this happens. But yes, get yourself travel insurance, folks, if you're going anywhere. Quilt Chic is saying good night, Mark. Have a good night. And Rose, most insurance do not cover the Mexican beer virus. What happened to the Ruby Princess? I don't know. I'm not sure what's happening to the Ruby Princess, Linda. Not sure what's going on there. I'll have to look into it. They will cover medical, though, says Rose. Right on. Insurance is insurance. Pays to play the Wash Your Hands song. That's right. Play the Wash Your Hands song through the iPhone app. There you go. Very highly recommended travel insurance, Rose says. I agree with that, folks. Absolutely right. Again, thank you for being here today, folks. Again, I'll just mention one last time. We are doing our group cruise this December on the Harmony of the Seas on this ship right here. If you would like to join us on this cruise ship, December the 6th to 13th, hit the link down below. Ambrin Travel will take care of you. Here is our itinerary. We're leaving from Port Canaveral to Coco Cay. We're going to go to St. Thomas, St. Kitts, and we're going to have a good time. 3 sea days. Should be a lot of fun. We're going to be on the island here. The perfect day at Coco Cay. This should be a lot of fun. Next February, we have a second group cruise on the Odyssey of the Seas. And this ship is just going to be completed here for the fall. It'll only be 4 months old when we're on it. Quite looking forward to being on this ship. All the details for both of these cruises down below, just the description down below under the video for Ambrin Travel. They have a page set up just for the group cruises. You can see all the pricing there. Now, if the prices go lower as the year goes on, you will get the lower price. You can secure your place on any of these cruises with, I think, only a $500 deposit, fully refundable for both cruises, and that's for 2 people, $500 total for 2. Fully refundable, and I think you have until August to pay for the first one and November for the other one. But with the new cancellation rules, I think we have even more flexibility. Ambrin will answer all of your questions if you have any about the cruises. Would love to have you join us on the group cruise. We're going to have a lot of fun. TWB family, I can't wait to meet a bunch of you who have already booked. This is going to be a really good time. All right, there you have it. I'm on next Monday at 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock. Please join me for one show or both if you can. Look into getting yourself one of these speaker micro amplifiers, cell phone amplifiers, if you like. Make a donation to the channel. Thank you for those who've already done that. I really appreciate it. And 190 thumbs ups. Alan Carter's telling me, fantastic, Alan. This is great news. I'm really happy to hear that. We're going to easily go through 200. I know by the time folks see this rerun, we'll be through 300 or 400 thumbs ups. Absolutely wonderful. You've been great today, folks. I really appreciate you being with me today, spending some time with me. I will keep uploading videos as the week rolls on. Keep your eye open for that. Join me on my Facebook group page, Traveling with Bruce on Facebook. Request to join. I'm the administrator. I'll let you in. And join me on the Instagram page for Traveling with Bruce. Find it, track it down, and become a follower on Instagram. We are having a lot of fun. Jennifer's running that page, and we're having a good time there. Thank you, Kirk, Karen, Scott, Rose Henderson, Rob Slevin. Thank you, Mike. Mickey Mouse is my spirit animal. Thank you, D&G, for being here. Thank you, Terry, for being here. Thank you, Cindy, Masters Game. I see all these names flashing by. I'm just reading them off as I see them. Thank you for being here tonight. I think we had over 300 at one point here today. I think that might be a new record for this live show. Thank you, all of you who've been here watching me and throwing me questions and comments and giving me information that I could pass on to others. I really do appreciate it. JRS, you're awesome. Thank you for keeping me posted on my thumbs ups count. I love it. Alan Carter, you too, buddy, in Calgary. Thank you. Quilt Cheek, thank you. Jason Kimmons, thank you so much. Roy Fell and Liz Preston, 194. Liz is saying, thank you, Liz. Roy Fell, thank you. And guys, have a wonderful evening. Have a great week. Stay warm. Stay safe. Stay healthy. This is Bruce with Traveling with Bruce saying good night all, and we'll see you next time. Take care, guys. Bye for now.